Correction for exercise number 2. In Drosophila, the gray color of the body dominates the black color. It's given that gray dominates black. So here, first part, designate by symbol the corresponding allele. What you should know only that all the time dominant allele should be presented in uppercase, capital letter يعني, while the recessive one in small letter. So you should answer this part by saying that let G be the symbol of the gray dominant allele, dominant color allele, and let B be the symbol of the black recessive color allele. Just take care, uppercase for the dominant, lowercase for the recessive. Now, part 2, they mentioned here that we cross two Drosophila. You already have the sheet, okay? You cross two Drosophila of pure race. They mentioned that they are pure race. The female having a gray body and the male having a black body. Write the genotype of each of these two Drosophila. They are pure. It means they are homozygous. So the female should be GG since it's pure, and the male BB also it's pure, it's homozygous. This is the genotype of each one of them. Now indicate the phenotype or phenotypes obtained in F1 without making factorial analysis. Here you should go back to Mendel's law. If the parents are pure, so F1 all of them will be uniform hybrid. Uniform hybrid لأنه if you look here genotype للفيميل GG and that of the male is BB, so the gametes will be 100% عند الفيميل G هون B رح يطلع معنا F1 GB, but they ask you to answer without factorial analysis. Thus simply you should mention that we will obtain only one phenotype, which is gray. Why? Because F1 should be uniform, 100% uniform, because gray dominates the black and the two parents are pure. All the time when the parents are pure, F1 will be uniform. Uniform hybrid, يعني it will be GB here. If it's uniform hybrid, so the dominant will appear because it masks the recessive one. Okay, last part, they mentioned that a Drosophila of F1, which is GB as we mentioned here, Drosophila of F1 crossed with a black body Drosophila. Black body here, it means BB. يعني هيدا الكروس if they ask you about its name, it's test cross. So we obtain 50% Drosophila having gray and 50 having black bodies. Here you should verify this result by making factorial analysis. All the time factorial analysis you should start with the genotype. Genotype of the parents, F1 is GB, and the black one of course BB, because a recessive allele can be expressed only in a homozygous state. So after you write the genotype GBBB, then the gametes of each one of them, here randomly put female and male. They didn't mention which one is the female and which one is the male. And the female here, in the gametes we have two possibilities, 50% G, 50% B. Here you should use the percentage because they give you the results in percentage. If not, you can write either proportion or percentage, it's up to you. Now with respect to the male, 100% B, and directly after it, table of cross, you put the gametes up and then you cross each gamete, female with male, to get the zygote, and you write the phenotype of the descendants. 50% GB and gray dominated black, it means 50% will be of gray Drosophila bodies, and 50% BB, it means 50% will be black, which is the result given in the exercise. They mentioned that 50% will be gray and 50 black. Thus, you should mention at the end that the results are verified.